Oh, please tell me he did not just say this. Tell me he did not just say that, fucker. So I actually saw a headline for this a few days ago, and I was going to do a video on it, and I totally forgot. And as I was scrolling through Twitter, someone tagged me, and I was like, I forgot. I need to talk about this. Now, before I jump on this, you guys have to remember this always. No matter whether it's a small-time YouTuber like myself, to the big-time political figures, to big directors, big movie stars, fashion designers, musicians, no matter who it is, you need to always do what they call in investing is your due diligence. You do your own digging, observations, calculations, so that you understand exactly what someone said. Okay? Having said that, it means you need to go to these videos, these articles, and do whatever cross-referencing you need to do to understand the context of what someone says. Okay? I've been the victim of it, and several other people that are public figures have been the victim of it. You say something, people cut it up, they chop it up. If you're seeing a clip of something, you need to watch the whole interview or the whole video. Kanye West came out, said some stuff on Alex Jones the other day. I saw the clip, I talked about it. The day after, I watched the full video, which gave me much more context. But I pretty much have the same view that I did beforehand. But sometimes your view can completely change. So when I see a title like this, Avatar director James Cameron says, testosterone is a toxin men must terminate from their system. I mean, it sounds like, Terminator, sounds, kind of like it. Like, in what context was this man saying this in? I won't just believe and take things at face value anymore, especially since I've been online almost 11 years as a YouTuber, and I've seen the garbage out there that people have been involved in. I was involved in something years ago where I believed something that certain fans were sending me and telling me was happening, and it was false. Absolutely false. And I even saw a situation where a guy that works with a guy that I know in the industry, I got tagged in something where somebody lied to him and said that I said this or did that. And the guy said, I don't know who that is, but in this context, I believe you. This asshole is in the same business as me and believed a lying person on Twitter took it at face value. I was like, okay, first of all, banned. And second of all, wow. So I think you give us too much credit sometimes. People that are in the limelight, in the public eye, are just like you. You have to continue to remember that. That means they may have a talent at something, just like you do, but they're famous for it. But just like you have a talent for something, you could be completely stupid in another field, okay? Like, I know a lot about certain things. Like, I did really well in biology when I was a kid. I know a certain amount of certain things about movies and gaming and entertainment. I'm not especially great at geography. You know what I'm saying? So if Tyrone Magnus posts something, says something about that has to do with geography, and I seem like I know what I'm talking about, you might want to still double check me. You get what I'm saying? Okay? You tend to think some of these people that are in the limelight are a little too perfect. So someone in the public eye was dumb enough to believe someone on Twitter, and this happens every day, all the time on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. People say stuff and people just believe it. Like, hey, Did you know that if you eat a tangerine a day, you'll gain an inch on your penis within a year? Oh, huh. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to get some tangerines. Look that up. All right? So, what we are going to do is we are going to look up, let's see here, James Cameron. Let's see, James Cameron, toxic masculinity. Let's see. James Cameron calls, okay, so I found an article here. I'm just going to take a look at the first article. James Cameron calls testosterone poison. Says get it out of your system. All right? Now that would scare me. All right? That would worry me, especially with him being, I guess, the biggest director of all time. And him having a movie coming out, which I love the first movie, and thinking that it's definitely going to be you know what. But let me read the article first. Don't jump to conclusions. Let's find out what the man said in the context that he said it in. Okay? This is a must. I'm not joking. Academy Award-winning filmmaker James Cameron sat down with The Hollywood Reporter this week to discuss his humongous financial investment in the Avatar film series, as well as his apparent aversion to testosterone. He recounted his wild younger days on set, including some of his more expletive-ridden altercations with executives in the past, while contemplating his growth and evolution as an artist. The Titanic director quipped, "A lot of things I did earlier I wouldn't do, career-wise, and just risks that you take as a wild, testosterone-poisoned young man, I always think of as a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system." All right, so there's some things to unpack here. Let me continue to go before I run back to that. While it seems at a glance that James Cameron's comment was perhaps designed to come out of the closet as a trans woman, it becomes clear that this is actually a tongue-in-cheek reference to a culture of toxic masculinity that plagues the film industry. News stories have bombarded the tabloids for years now about claims of inappropriate workplace behavior and directors and executives in Hollywood. This ranges from sexual harassment cases such as Harvey Weinstein to abusive language and emotional batterings in cases such as Joss Whedon. Cameron doesn't make it a point to specifically name check anyone in particular, but simply references the fact that as a young man, he himself was operating at a more volatile resting place than he's particularly proud of. With James Cameron's next billion-dollar outing, Avatar: The Way of Water, premiering just around the corner and projected to underperform financially, there's been a myriad of press regarding Cameron's less than enthusiastic outlook on the investment he's made. Despite his frustrations, he likens his relationship with Disney to that of a honeymoon phase, claiming that his interactions with executives and business people have been significantly more easygoing than those of his career decades earlier during the productions such as Terminator 2. He claims that this newer, calmer version of himself is a result of purging testosterone out of his system, though he likely doesn't mean the literal hormone so much as the cultural standard of masculinity which breeds these toxic interactions. Regardless of Cameron's opinion on hormonal imbalances, it is nice to see him continue to grow and change as a creator while finding his zen as he nears his 70s. James Cameron is a longtime friend and producer John Landau, who Cameron refers to as the other half of his old married couple, also had positive things to say about Cameron's ability to navigate a shifting Hollywood landscape, noting that the director grows and evolves with each new project. As an artist, he always seeks to find new and creative ways to push boundaries, whether that means exploring the deepest truths of the earth in a cramped submarine or taking 13 years to finish a film. The technology to create the scene he wants just hasn't been fully developed yet. That's where James Cameron operates best. Avatar: Way of the Water Spot. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I can give him the benefit of the doubt. Listen, on the situation that young men tend to get into a lot of stupid altercations because of them being so filled with testosterone at a certain point in their life. It can make us more aggressive. Sometimes it can make us violent, and very headstrong without thinking about certain things that we do. However, testosterone is a blessing to us, just like estrogen is a blessing to women. What you need to learn to do is harness the power that you have within your body and learn to focus it properly. So, as a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system, if he means it, figuratively, kind of like the aggression that comes with, I can get that, but you can see how this day and age, what it's going to mean to people. People are going to say that he's woke, and that Avatar 2 is going to be woke. They don't trust him. They're worried. They're scared. And the fact that he came out and said he was worried he was going to be underperformed, they're like, are you telling us that your movie's bad before it even comes out? Like, what's this going to be about? You know what I mean? So, like I said, I can give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'll say we'll have to see. I personally can't make a hard decision on whether he's woke or not, or whether he really thinks that we're poisoned. Like, I see in this quote here what he may be trying to say. This is one of those things where, and you've been in this situation. You've been either around a friend or family member, maybe a coworker, somebody you may have known for a little bit or just connected with or whatever, some type of relationship you have, and they say something, and you listen to it, and you're kind of like devil's advocate with it. You're like, okay, well, he may have meant this, maybe he's not racist. Maybe he's not this, maybe he's not that. You know what I mean? You kind of make it make sense in your mind, and maybe he absolutely meant it the way you're devil's advocating for. Like, nah, he didn't mean it like that. He meant this. However, you pack it away. You pull out the filing cabinet, you put it in there, all right, for safekeeping, and you're kind of like, all right, hopefully in the future there are no dots that I need to connect that says, okay, look, you know what I mean? All right, now you said this, you did that, your movie did this, your movie said this, okay, now you said this. Like, this is how I feel kind of like with the Kanye situation. Like, I'm kind of like, all right, man. Like, I keep trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. And while he does say some truth, about things. There are certain things that he says, and the way he delivers them, it's like, okay, now, what's really going on here? Am I listening to an insane man spout some facts and some insanity and some other things that are very like, hey, whoa, buddy? Am I listening to a absolutely sane person that is just only trolling to get attention and stay relevant and keep their name in the media. What's going on? You got what I'm saying? But that's how it's gotten with Kanye. It's like so much that I've heard from him. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I was a big celebrity and I was friends with him, like, my publicist would be like, all right, listen, you're going to have to, like, you need to make some proper business. You need to take some proper business steps here. And, you know, if you are linked to him in any way, you may have to distance yourself for business reasons. You know, like that's what I feel like people that work for me would be saying to me. So I don't feel that way with James Cameron right here. I'm just like, okay, now I'm just going to watch. And I'll have my ear out. Okay, you got what I'm saying? I'm not going to condemn the man. I'm going to continue. I'm going to watch this. I will put it this way. I feel like I will know once I see this movie. And you know me. I will tell you how I feel. Okay? Not linked to any studios. I don't get paid for anything. But I do. You know what I mean? From any studios. Yeah, so... I'll just leave it at a Maybe that's what I'll put in the title. Maybe I'll put what James Cameron says as a quote and put the emoji. We're waiting for further information before I make a decision on something. 10 million subscribers. Woo!